Hello and welcome everybody to tonight's workshop, Capturing Your Skills with Sail. This workshop is brought to you by Pathfinder. Pathfinder is an extracurricular program for incoming first and second year Northeastern students, and we provide a safe and inclusive space for students to discuss and pursue their passions. If you haven't already joined Pathfinder, then there will be a link for that on our website, along with links to moderator applications if you're a third, fourth, or fifth year student who wants to participate. And also on our website, you'll find some more information about the program. We are looking forward to this workshop. We're very excited, and our next workshop is coming up next week on Tuesday with Scout. They will be presenting on design thinking. And now we will pass it over to Sail.
Thank you so much for having us here today. And everyone at Mosaic Pathfinder, we're so excited to be here. My name is Gabriel. I'm a third year Media Arts and Screen Studies student in the College of Arts, Media and Design. I'm also the Video and Communications Co-op at SAIL right now. I'm working with video and animation over there. I'm also joined by my fellow co-op Tanvi. Tanvi, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, hi everyone, and thank you for having us here. My name is Tanvi Gupta. I'm a graduate student in College of Professional Studies with majors in project management and minors in analytics. And currently, I'm pursuing my co-op at SAIL. Again, thank you so much for having us here.
Thank you. Yeah, we're here to talk to you today about how you can use SAIL to find, track, understand, and express the learning experiences that make you unique. And so, just to start out and to read the room here a little bit, I feel like I might know the answer already, but let's see. Either say yes or no in the chat or raise your hand. How many of you have heard of SAIL before? All right. So got a couple people. Awesome. All right, put your hands down. Next question is, how many of you have used SAIL before for any purpose, even if it's for a class or an assignment, anything? Excellent. Same number of people, awesome. Let's see, last but not least, how many of you have the SAIL app downloaded on a smart device, so on your phone or a tablet or anything? Ooh, one less person. Okay. Well, just in case you don't know, it seems like a lot of you already use SAIL. That's great. If in case you don't know, SAIL stands for Self-Authored Integrated Learning. It is a mobile and web platform built by Northeastern, made to maximize your experiential learning while at Northeastern and beyond. Again, it's a web platform. You can access it at integrate.sail.northeastern.edu. It's also easily accessible from your student hub, which we'll talk a little bit more about later. And you can also download it from the App Store or from Google Play onto a smart device. Now, Tommy is going to tell you about some of the specific ways that you can use SAIL in your experiential learning.
Yeah, thank you, Gabriel, for explaining what SAIL is. Moving forward, I would like to tell you how the SAIL platform helps you in find, capture, connect, express, and network. So specifically, SAIL platform help you find experiences at Northeastern that best meet your goals. It can be anything from opportunity to get involved either on campus or remote, looking at the current situation. SAIL also gives you an ability to capture those experiences and learn from them, that you can hold on to them for life and reflect back on your learning. For an example, when I talk to my seniors or alumni and tell them about what SAIL does and how am I able to add my learning to it and show them my storyboard, they are always amazed and they wish they had this application in school. I take it as my digital portfolio because it helps me to see what all skills I am gaining with all the experiences I'm taking from the university. Next, we have capture. I really find it valuable to capture those experiences and how easily you can share them and how they make you unique and different from others for any position you are interested in. Another way I like to think of it is as study abroad experience. I'm an international student and it's a lifetime opportunity, and SAIL gives us an opportunity to capture an experience every time you learn something new. Maybe you attended an event from SAIL and you are learning about cultural agility in that event or about time management. It added to your skill. Basically, SAIL is the best way to capture your learning and moment. It's a way where you can keep a track of what's going on in your life. Then we have connect and express. It allows you to see how all of your experiences come together, which helps prepare you for those future experiences. So it's taking a thing from your past and being able to apply them in future. And next we have networking. I know we all love networking and it's a great feature in SAIL, which allows you to connect with peers, alumni, educators, and expand your learning. The networking feature is really cool as it connects you with the whole Northeastern community. Next slide. Now that brings me to why SAIL. I know I have talked about co-op and adding your learning experience to SAIL, but Northeastern, we hear a lot about experiential learning in co-op, but that isn't everything. I feel experiential learning happens everywhere, though every experience, be it in a class, in a lab, through co-curricular engagement, community service, and yes, some co-op too. So we think of experiential learning this way. It can be hard to keep a track of your learning and to make the connections. What SAIL does, it makes it easy and give you the tool to take charge. Moving forward, I would like to talk about framework. So framework of learning and SAIL provide a way for all the experiences at Northeastern to be tagged to a specific learning outcome. This way, as you move forward from experience to experience, you see how you are developing key skills and mastering those key skills. Thank you. Over to you, Gabriel.
Yeah, it's great, Tanvi, and talking about the way that experiential learning happens everywhere. It kind of manifests itself on SAIL in these 5 colors that you see here in this SAIL flower logo. These colors are called dimensions, and they're kind of like a visual representation of like the holistic approach that experiential learning takes through your journey. So first of all is intellectual agility, which is in red, global mindset in green, social consciousness and commitment in yellow, professional and personal effectiveness in blue, and well-being in purple. And if you see on the right there, that's the first thing that you'll see when you open the SAIL app on your phone, is kind of a mosaic pattern of these pentagons, no pun intended there. But it's a great way to see how much you're growing in each of these dimensions. You see a similar thing as well on the Student Hub. There's like a little ring that's like around your profile picture that we unofficially call the SAIL donut. But again, it's like different sizes depending on how much you're growing in each of the dimensions. So a way you could use this is like, if you look at your SAIL 360 and you see that maybe your intellectual agility is really big, but the well-being section, that purple section, is pretty small, you could use that as a reflection to like change what you want to do in the next semester, the next months of your college experience. This is what happened to me. I saw this on my SAIL 360, and so in the next semester, I decided to try to exercise more regularly. I got a job at Merino, so I could literally be like right next to a gym or in the gym. I tried to do yoga more regularly and walking around the city, and recorded these things in SAIL so that I could like see that growth happen visually. Another way you could use this is maybe your global mindset dimension. That green section is kind of small. In that case, you might want to consider finding opportunities and events where you can meet people of different backgrounds and experiences. Maybe even sign up for a dialogue or a study abroad. That's a great way to grow that global mindset dimension. So those are a couple of ways that you could like look at this and then use it as a reflection tool, but also a way that you could like grow later and decide what you want to do later in your college experience. So now we're going to kind of turn this into a little presentation, taking a look at all these dimensions again, and some of the skills that you might find under each of these dimensions. So these are just a few of them. I want you to take a minute just to think to yourself about ways that maybe you've used one or more of these dimensions or more of these skills in the past month. What are some ways that you've used any one of these skills in the past months?
So immediately I see the strategic thinking and intellectual agility. I think that's part of my job right now because we're designing curriculum for Pathfinder roundtables. And so we're thinking strategically in terms of like week by week, and then also the goals that we want students to take away.
For sure. That's great. What else? I see Tanvi said time management. What are you thinking about time management?
Yeah, I think working on your co-op and also, doing your classes, I think it's very important to balance your time in work and in school. So yes, I've been trying to do that a lot from few weeks now. So I would say, yes, I've developed a key skill, time management.
Fantastic. Anyone else?
Self-care, I noticed first. I know like most of us are like sitting at the computers all day, like working most of the day. So I took up yoga recently, and that's been how I've been like practicing self-care. I'm not very flexible, but it's been like really good and something that's like a nice change into my day.
That's great. That's great. I also took up yoga this semester. It's really important, especially like, you know, in this climate of being stuck inside and stuff like that. So yeah, this is those are all great answers, and just kind of a way that you can like think about taking some time to reflect on the skills that you're growing in, and then of course the skills that you might want to continue to grow in or search for in when you continue your college experience. So fantastic answers all around. So you can kind of see all of these ways, all of these skills dimensions intersect in a few ways that you can record stuff in SAIL, record your experience in SAIL. So you can connect with the NU community through the network. You can check out co-ops that your peers have done and learn about their experiences. You can find on-campus and remote opportunities. You can capture moments and opportunities and set goals. And you can use the My Story to prepare for instances where you need to market yourself, like job interviews. So the first way that you can kind of see this, I mentioned this already, but is in moments. A moment is an idea, a realization that you had in your journey. So this student said that they learned about the emphasis of wearing a mask, not only to protect yourself, to protect others from NU ambassadors. Another example of a moment could be this student saying that they learned about the importance that a co-op puts on diversity and inclusion. And again, you see those pentagons up there because they directly connect back to those skills and directly connect back to those dimensions, which are global mindset, social consciousness and commitment, and the intellectual agility. You can also use SAIL as a goal setting tool. I know lots of folks who use SAIL as a goal setting tool. This one says build a self-care practice. We were just talking about this to further support themselves during school. I have a few goals on mine, including doing yoga 3 times a week. I also am working on an art project. I'm working on a comic outside of classes, and I have goals set in SAIL to like get a certain number of pages done throughout the month. And you can also set milestones along the way to see how far you're going. And I feel like that can be something that's really helpful for some of you entrepreneurs out there. So in your planning process. Another example of a moment could be maybe you decided that the career path you thought you were going in was actually something that you didn't want to do, and you decided to do something new instead. So this student said they want to move from athletics into a sports management major instead, sports management path. And then there's opportunities. There's an opportunity finder actually in SAIL and allows you to find events, classes, volunteer opportunities, everything that's happening through campus, and a lot that's happening in our community. And you can record these, and they're exactly, again, directly connected back to those skills and dimensions. So this opportunity says that the student met with an alumni to help themselves better clarify their career path. So those are like 3 of the ways, those moments, goals, and opportunities that you can record and find in SAIL, again, to track your experiential learning and how well you're doing. Now, another way that you can use this is with the My Story, which is one of SAIL's newest features. It can be used to keep track of your experiential learning, and it can be turned into a kind of a customizable visualization board of everything that you're doing. So basically what happens is when you go into the My Story, you see all those opportunities, all those classes, all the extracurriculars, and these little circle icons. And me being an artist, this is fantastic. I'm a super visual person. I love seeing everything at like a bird's eye view. And it can be especially like helpful for an instance where maybe you need to talk about how all the experiences that you've done come together, say in a job interview or a co-op interview. So again, here's an example of what you can do after that. You can create a customizable My Story or My Story board. And this allows you to choose select opportunities and extracurriculars and classes and put together a visualization to whatever you're thinking. So this is one that I made. This is about my skills that I've developed in media arts and screen studies and what I might need to work in a media production field. So software skills, storyboarding, production, writing, all these different skill sets. And I organized like some of the things I've done while being at Northeastern into these different categories. And you can also see there that there's like an intersection for some of them. Like my co-op is kind of like in the middle there. It's an intersection of like my software skills and storyboarding. And then I have my honors seminar that I took in Ireland right below it, but that was like an intersection of analysis and writing and storytelling. So another way that you can also use this is by making those little lines as connections in between, as you can see here. And you can make notes as to exactly why those things connect. So this 40 tools class that I took connects to my animation basics class because I learned After Effects and 40 tools, and that carried directly over in animation basics. So I could use this as, again, a visualization in order to talk about my experiences, but also maybe look at some of the parts, some of the skill sets that I might want to continue to develop in. And you can use and customize it into any way that you really see fit with whatever career path or professional path that you're taking. So I find this very helpful in that sense. So now Tanvi's going to tell you about one more way that you can use SAIL to see and visualize your experiential learning.
Yeah, thank you, Gabriel. So we have briefly talked about SAIL and skills, how you can add on your skills. So in this slide, we are talking about skills, the one you develop by adding goals, moments to your timeline, or maybe from attending an event from the SAIL. And you can see all the skills on this application, and this is a feature on SAIL. I call it a skill visualization board that shows me which skill set I am growing in. And I found this feature really helpful when I'm working on my cover letter or on my resume. I try to pick up the skills which I have learned by attending events. So the skill visualization highlights skills you can assess strength and opportunity for growth. Moving forward, I would like to talk about Student Club. The purpose of the Student Club is to help the student understand what SAIL is and how to use it for their benefit. So in order to do this, they host most amazing workshop, competition, social event, and much more. Anything you want to add, Gabriel?
Yeah, so I think their next meeting is on March 22nd. And it's going to be focusing on the well-being dimension, which they're going to be conducting some activities and discussion to help you grow in that profile. And you can reach out to Kristen. She's the president of SAIL Student Club, and she can give you even more information on how you can get involved. So some easy next steps for using SAIL is to download the app on the App Store or Google Play. You can easily find it by searching SAIL at Northeastern on either of them. And just some questions you can think about. We're going to open up the floor to questions at this point, but some ideas is maybe like, how can you start to use SAIL as part of your experiential learning at Northeastern? Can you utilize SAIL as a tool to help develop your venture and entrepreneurship skills, since this is about entrepreneurship? And what are some ways that you could incorporate SAIL into your personal life? There's so many ways that you could answer these questions, but we're also going to open it up to any other questions people can have, and you can unmute yourself or put it into the chat.
I had a question. So I'm now a third year, and I really want to input all of my moments and experiences into SAIL, but I'm a little overwhelmed because it seems like I have a lot of catching up to do. And even if I were a first year, I might feel like I have a lot of catching up to do. So what is your advice for someone who's never used SAIL but is super into the visualizations and wants to make sure that all their information gets in there? What's the best way to go about that?
Sure. Well, you're in luck because as a third year and, as a Northeastern student, they take all the information from Banner. So like your classes that you've already taken and things like that are already going to be in SAIL. So when you open up SAIL, a lot of things will already be there. And so that has you covered. I think another way too, that makes it a little less, overwhelming for me is I like to just take reflection assignments that I did in my classes and then just put them in SAIL, and then at least they're all in one place. And it's kind of interesting because then you can like see a reflection that you did for a class in like freshman year compared to one that you did like your third year. And that's like an easy way to do it and go about it. Tanvi, would you have another answer to that?
Yeah, I mean, if you're initially starting with the SAIL, I would recommend going and trying out the opportunity section, which we have on SAIL. I think that can be a great way so that you can know what's going on Northeastern. You can attend the events which best, match your interest. And then you can see how you are developing skills, and then you can see a storyboard, and then you can add on to your events. So I think starting from opportunity will be a great way to start.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, that's great too, because it just when you enroll in an opportunity on SAIL, it immediately goes right into your timeline, and all the information is there from the dimensions and skills that you're growing in. So yeah,
exactly.
Fantastic.
We also would love to hear a little bit more about your freshman year experience or like your college experience. So Pathfinder is mostly first and second year students, and finding their passions and finding what they like, which we always like to ask our hosts if they started off with the same major that they have right now, and maybe if they have some advice for a first or second year student, especially with like the remote learning and all of the craziness right now.
Yeah, Tanvi, you want to go first since
yeah, sure. I mean, yes, why not? So the advice I would give, like, initially when we come to college, we have so many things to do. Like we see a lot of events going on and, a lot of courses we wanted to hop on and everything. So I would say what is important is focus. You should always be focused and you should know that what exactly your goals are. That will definitely help you to achieve them. And that really helped me. So because I know what exactly I wanted and I tried to do that. So yes, that was my advice, I think, to be focused. I know initially first year, second year, they have a lot to do and they somehow get overwhelmed with a lot of things going on campus. But I think, yeah, and looking at the current situation, everything is so remote. I know everybody is missing campus a lot. So yeah, I would say staying focused and strong, that is what is needed now.
And Tanvi's a graduate student. She's about to graduate.
Yeah, so I'm a graduate student. I will about to graduate soon. So yes, that's what I wanted to say, that, it's very important.
Yeah. So again, I'm a third year. I started at Northeastern, like, I guess in 2018. So like way before all this started. But like, I also went into Northeastern knowing that I really wanted to be in the city. I really wanted to be in Boston. I'm not originally from Mass. I'm originally from Kansas. And so I really wanted to be in a big city where I could learn more about art and have all these interesting locations to film and shoot. I did change my major though. Originally it was just media arts. And after like doing it a few years of that, I realized that I really wanted to learn more about like the filmmaking side of things and less of just the software and animation skills. And that's when I ended up like combining. That was like learning film theory and also learning animation at the same time, which is kind of specific. But I think it's just like one of those situations where maybe you don't know exactly what you want going in, but you should like continue to search for it, kind of thing. Like, and that might not make a whole lot of sense, but just understanding that you don't have to be stuck to your major. And if you switch, there's nothing wrong with it. Did you know also that like the average time that a person spends in college in their undergrad is 5 years, which is exactly what you can do at Northeastern. So no shame in that as well. So yeah, and I think being in the pandemic is especially hard, but finding those opportunities like this one and Pathfinder, and I'm finding all these clubs, etc., that are just doing virtual events, I think is very, very important. I'm not in Boston, so I'm not in the center of the city and stuff like that anymore because of this pandemic, but I felt really connected still to everyone there. So continue searching, continue looking. It'll all pan out in the end, as they say. So yeah.
That's actually what you said is totally correct. What I said was in perspective of graduate student, but yes, for the undergraduates, it's very important to, explore things around. They have just started their careers and everything. So yeah, that's absolutely, I agree with that.
Those great answers, especially for like first and second. Yeah.
I think it's such a useful tool, and I'm really glad that we got to speak with you today.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us here.
Pathfinder meets every week for roundtable discussions. We also meet weekly for workshops just like this one. So check out our Google Calendar and join in next time. Thank you so much and have a great day.